Hi everybody. I had another experiment I wanted to show you. Meantime, I'm letting you look at a very colorful desk. Last night I had a dream about creating some artwork on kitchen parchment paper. You know, the stuff you do baking with. Now when I was younger and we got parchment paper, we could stick it in the oven and it would brown. And it was made differently than the parchment paper of today. I think the parchment paper of today is more like silicone. But anyway, I managed after an hour to get a white sheet, a little antique brown. And I went into AI and I asked, what is the best media to put on a kitchen parchment paper? And it said dry brush watercolors. I could put acrylic paint on it or gouache. That was it. And nothing else would adhere to it. So I said, I'm going to do this experiment. If I feel like I've done really well with it, I'll see if I can order just a straight artist type parchment paper. And AI told me to get vellum and to get Strathmore's 500-pound vellum. And of course that was very, very expensive. And I got the 15 sheets because the chances of me using vellum on a regular basis is not very much. But anyway, I bought 15 sheets. That's coming in my order. And I wanted to show you what the results of my test was with this piece of parchment paper. First of all, you can see it's kind of brown. Maybe you can see it's brown, but it is. I used alcohol ink up here, and it just didn't get very dark. Then I went down and I put watercolors on it, and they just beat it up. And then this is acrylic. That held pretty solid like they said it would. And then I went down to zig markers, which I think are water-based marker. And they did okay. And then I went and I did crayon. And a crayon would be the same as this, but this is crayon marker. And that was kind of faded. When I used paint sticks, which are kind of like a crayon type of thing, they looked pretty good on there. And then I went to water-soluble pastels, and they were rather faint. So one thing that AI didn't say anything about was colored pencils. And so I drew these out as a sample, and I added the color pencil, and I really liked this look. And so I went down and I decided to do a full Zen doodle. And I used colored pencils, I used gold acrylic ink for the dots, and I used a Sharpie marker to kind of bring out the design. And the colored pencils did pretty good on it. I also used, what do you call this? It's Conti for the white stuff that I wanted to do. Anyway, that turned out pretty good. It's got a different look. I went on and ordered what was recommended by AI, and that was Strathmore's 500-pound vellum. And they said that is what will give you the best results. So I've ordered it. It was very expensive. I ordered 15 sheets. Chances of me using vellum in the future are pretty slim, but you never know. Anyway, I thought I'd share this with you. It's kind of a fun experiment, and I think I got a good result. But I got to tell you something funny. When I was going around with a Sharpie marker, and I was circling and drawing and stuff, these little gold things were popping off. So They said acrylics work, they don't hang on though. So it was a fun experiment, and I kind of wanted to share it with you. Anyway, thank you for dropping by, and I will talk to you later.